They're not on the floor right now. Okay, here we go.
And welcome to another broadcast of USN varsity basketball. Tigers taking on the Mount Juliet Christian Saints. Last time these two teams met, it was in January of 2020. USN won by a comfortable score of 56-30, and now off to a hot start with a three-pointer from Josh Gretchen. 3-0 the score for the Tigers with 7:40 right in the first quarter. Reception by Adrian Samuels. Looking to get some more points on the board, and it is rebounded by Mount Juliet Christian. Dr. Fitz, what do you see as the keys to the game here for the Tigers?
Well, USN's strength is playing with a lot of pace, winning with athleticism. They look good on that opening possession, and we see that they're in an early press. They're really going to try to take it to the Saints early.
You're absolutely right. Early 3 points almost stretched that lead to 5, and now timeout is called.
Okay.
Saints set to interfere with 7:22 remaining in the quarter. Score still 3-0 to the Tigers. Beatty with the ball now. Look for passing option. Goes out of bounds. Will be Tigers ball. And it's going to be Colin France on the inbound. It's Josh Gretchen, USN. Looking to bring it to them early with pace. Gretchen finding Samuels. Adrian now. Back to Gretchen. Gretchen driving in. Puts up a ridiculous shot that falls for 2. 5-0 the score in favor of USN. And now Mount Juliet looking to get on board, but still struggling here as Crouch carries ball, makes the pass.
Tremendous up and under from Gretchen on the last possession.
Absolutely, and now we see a lack of communication from Mount Juliet, and it's going to be a USN inbound by their own hoop. Smart play by Adrian Samuels to just let that ball go out of bounds.
Pressure getting to the Saints early.
You could say that again, but a lack of communication on USN side there as Joshua Gretchen's pass goes out of bounds, and it'll be back in the Saints' hands once again. Nave takes the inbound. Back to Crouch, back to Nave. Across the court now. Mount Juliet Christian Saints still looking to get their first points on the board with 6:31 left in the first quarter. They swing it back up top, trying to get it into the paint. Good defense so far by the Tigers. Gretchen guarding Nave there. Nave trying to drive in, and it looks like he stepped out of bounds. He did. It's going to be USN's ball to inbound here. Colin France will inbound it to Joshua Gretchen. Gretchen taking it up the court. And it does not fall. Samuels picks up the rebound. Ball out to Gretchen. Wide open 3 for Joshua Gretchen, and it falls 8-0 score for USN. Interception now. Max Elliott trying to go on a fast break to Adrian Samuels. Adrian, Euro step, and it falls 10-0 early lead for the Tigers. And this game is starting to look a lot like these two teams' matchup last season, where the Tigers ran away with a huge victory. And you can see a lot of fight in Adrian Samuels so far. The junior really getting some hustle plays, and that's a big reason why the team is up 10-0.
Now, Reed, when I was a kid, if you were playing ping pong, 11-0 was a whitewash, game over. Do we do that in basketball? If we get the next point, is that it?
I would sure hope so. Unfortunately, not. But it seems like if the Tigers can remain playing just at a fraction of how they've been in these first 3 minutes, they ought to have a win pretty easily. But now the three-point shot goes up, does not fall, and Max Elliott will let it go out of bounds.
Henry Fitzgibbon, number 23, checking in for Max Elliott. Easily confused with Michael Jordan with the number 23.
You are right now. Adrian back out to Josh. Josh looking to drive in. Pass, shot is up, and it will not fall, but the rebound is made by Scretchen. Looking for another three-pointer, and it is not going to go. France on the rebound. Looks to Adrian.
Tigers have numbers here.
They do. And now Scretchen looks to drive in. Back out to Adrian. Adrian drives. Brilliant Euro step. And it goes 12-0 to score now for USN. Mount Juliet really in shock. They call a timeout. It seems like they don't know what to do.
That was a classy ball fake by Adrian on that take to the basket there. Love that. Tigers up by 12. And Mount Juliet Christian doesn't have any answers just yet.
Yeah, trying to figure something out here in this timeout. But so far it's been all Tigers in the first 3.5 minutes.
Let's see if the Tigers keep the press up with the early 12-point lead.
I would imagine they would. It's been working for them so far. Tigers game been almost flawless in these first couple minutes, and now Mount Juliet still struggling for an answer, getting caught in their backcourt. Crouch now looking to create something. He drives in, pops it out. Crouch looking to get a shot. He fakes. Now he goes for the pass. Good defense so far by the Tigers, not giving Mount Juliet any space, but now they have some space for a shot. Far two-pointer. It's rebounded by Chris Labinas. Now on a fast break, Adrian Sanders looking at some more points, and he does with an easy lay-in. Tigers 14-0, almost effortless on that breakout.
Mount Juliet Christian can't get any second chance points, and we've had our share of offensive rebounds already. Great defense by the Tigers.
Three-pointer, though, will fall for Max Beatty. Mount Juliet Christian finally on the board. 14-3 is the score with 3:32 to go, and Joshua Scretchen tries to lay it in. Doesn't fall. Henry Fitzgibbon can't get the rebound. And that really does seem to be a key in this game, is just rebounding. So far, the Tigers have done it perfectly. Mount Juliet, not so much, but now that they're seeming to start getting a few rebounds, you think that if fortunes start to change for Mount Juliet in the rebound game, we might see a different score. Samuels comes down with the rebound. Another fast break for USN. He takes it on his own, swings it back out to Quinn Powers. Powers drives in, passes it out to Fitzgibbon. Shot hits the rim, rebounded by Chase Smith for the Saints.
Good possession there. Tigers had a couple good looks the last couple of possessions. Josh just missed a layup. Henry with an open elbow jumper. Those are the shots we want to be taking.
You are right about that, and now Mount Juliet looking to add to their score of 3, still struggling after some good defense by the Tigers. Missed communication. Samuels now for another lay-in, and he gets it. Just so many fast breaks for the Tigers, so many lost balls for Mount Juliet, and it seems like if they can't clean that up, this game will be over by the end of the quarter.
That was a soft foul call on Chris Labinas. He was playing good defense there. Adrian looks very good in the fast break. He moves very quickly, but without much effort. He looks very smooth in the open court.
He sure does. And now Derek Crouch to inbound it for the Mount Juliet Christian Saints.
Gonna get a 5.
Inbound goes to Justin Matthews. Back to Crouch. Crouch now creates a lead. Here's Crouch once again. The ball seems to be glued to his hands, and once it leaves, it comes right back to him. So they need to figure out some sort of solution on offense, and it seems like Crouch might be it. That shot is not the solution to their problem. And Elliott gets the rebound. Colin France for 3. He was open, but it just misses. USN almost gets the rebound. Colin France fought for that ball well.
Love seeing the man get on the floor. He called for time. Great job by Colin. Great hustle.
Absolutely great play. Great hustle by the sophomore, who got a few varsity appearances last year, but this year may be a breakout season for him. And you can see the hustle, and really everyone on this USN team, they clearly want to win. They want to be here, and it shows on the scoreboard.
We got those first 12 points awful fast. Things have slowed down in the last few minutes, but still a comfortable edge, just need to convert a few more opportunities on the offensive end.
In a game like this, getting those early points, just getting the momentum on your side, and getting out early against a team like Mount Juliet, who is not necessarily the strongest of opponents, that's a huge key to win this game. And now USN is going to inbound it with 1:34 remaining in this first quarter. Adrian Samuels on the inbound. Out to Chris. Back to Adrian. He could pull up a three. Drives in. Into Max Elliott. All intercepted.
Stepped on the line.
So USN ball once again, as Mount Juliet did go out of bounds. Inbound to Max. Out to Quinn. Looked like he had a three-point shot opportunity. Out to Chris once again. Chris driving in. Drop by Quinn Myers. We'll give the ball back to Mount Juliet. A lot of good shooting opportunities there for the Tigers. They failed to capitalize there on that drop ball.
Yeah, I would like to see Max Elliott had good position after he caught that inbounds pass. I would like to see a little jump hook there. He could have knocked that down.
Yeah, there were a few good opportunities, but it is a good sign, though, to see the Tigers getting that kind of separation and having those seemingly wide open shots. That's what they need to extend their lead, and so far they're doing a good job of it. Stretching now. He loses the ball, picked up by Caleb Smith, and now Derek Crouch with it. Crouch back to Smith. Smith over to Matthews. Back to Crouch. Shot for three, contested jumper, and it doesn't fall. Joseph picks up the rebound. Out to Joshua. Josh drives in, back out to Joseph. Could hit a three here, and it goes off the rim. Rebounded by Scrutchin. Out to Max Elliott. Max driving in. Looks like he could have been fouled. Will be a USN inbound.
See if USN holds for the last shot. 21 seconds here. No, they put it up right away. That's a foul. Thank you.
Will be 2 free throws for Max Elliott, the brother of USN basketball legend Graham Elliott.
Yeah, let's not forget they're both brothers of another USN basketball legend, Shayna Elliott. Graduated 2017.
He goes to the line for 2 free throws. First is good. Score extended. Lead extended to 17-3. And here's the second.
Bills Ravens, 17-3.
Free throw is no good. Rebounded by Nave. Good defense so far in the backcourt by the Tigers. Mount Juliet struggle to get it out, but they do eventually. Driven in, shot is put up and ridiculously made by Luke Nave. That's going to be an and one. That was a tough shot, but he got it to fall.
You hate to give up points at the end of the quarter. Max Elliott left his feet there for no good reason. He had 8 inches on the guy. Just stay on your feet. He'll block the shot without elevating. Lost control of himself getting in the air.
Of course, they do still have time here. 5.3 seconds remaining in the quarter to get a shot up and get some more points. Scratching fouled.
Not a bad foul. Far from the bonus.
And that'll take about a second off the clock, so 4.2 remaining, USN to inbound. And you got to think Joshua Scretchen is going to take the shot here, but he loses it. Only 1 second remaining. Half the shot. So we go into the break, 17-6 heading into the second quarter. And what have you seen so far in this game?
Well, Tigers playing great basketball on both ends. Not shooting a terribly high percentage, but taking quality shots, getting to the basket, and a law of averages or whatever that means. You keep taking good shots, you're gonna start making a higher percentage over the long term. So USN playing good ball. Love to see the defense creating opportunities for the offense. Adrian Samuels has been outstanding. He's got a great reach, and he's gotten his hands on many passes, which has really disrupted the Saints offense and contributed to a lot of points for the Tigers in transition.
And getting those fast points on defensive rebounds has been huge so far for the Tigers. Big reason why they have an 11-point lead right now, and if they continue that, they could stretch that lead to an even larger margin in the near future.
Yeah, we didn't win the second half of the first quarter there, if I have it right. So I think we had 12-0 pretty quickly, and then since then it's been 6-5 Mount Juliet. So Coach Jones still has plenty of work over to do there in the Tiger huddle. Make sure the players stay focused and really win this second quarter and try to end this game by halftime.
That is definitely the goal. When you look at these two teams and their matchup last season, it was not a close one. So far, USN has looked great. But this game should be more of a challenge considering they are missing some players. Obviously, losing seniors last season and Russ Petty, a key member of this team, out tonight due to concussion protocol. We're still following the situation there, but he will not be on the court tonight for the Tigers.
Some chance we see Russ on Saturday against Father Ryan. We'll have to see.
Right, and now Crouch looking for a passing option, well defended by Samuels, but now he drives it in, and a really nice block by Adrian Samuels. Will be a Mount Juliet Christian throw-in, but that was an athletic play. He looked like he had him beat. Samuels caught up to him, and Saints still have 6 points because of it.
This is where I miss the student section. The student section would have gotten crazy after that block, and rightly so. Tremendous block by Adrian.
Yeah, really unfortunate we can't have fans in the crowd for this game, obviously for good reason due to COVID-19, and that's why you see masks on the court. But you are right. It is a shame that we don't get to see the student body react to plays like that the way they normally would. Crouch now up top. Give it to Matthews. To Nave. Nave, who had that ridiculous play earlier to get the 2 points, missed the free throw, but that was an extremely athletic play. Back to Nave, looking for potential three-point shot, fakes the shot. Ball will go to Linville. Linville now back to Nave. To Matthews. Matthews looking to drive in. Loses the ball for a second. Linville now. Pass almost goes out of bounds. Kept in by Caleb Smith. Smith to Matthews. Matthews.
The Saints just can't find anything on offense right now. Tiger defense really stifling at the moment.
Yeah, looking for a passing option, looking to create some separation and get open for a good shot, and they just can't seem to do it. This Tiger defense is too strong so far. Two big parts of the Tiger defense, Colin France and Adrian Samuels, both have been really strong tonight on the defensive side of the ball. A huge reason why Mount Juliet only has 6 points now and are struggling to find a seventh or an eighth. Joshua Scretchen now on the fast break to Adrian Samuels, and he just misses the layup. Rare miss for Adrian Samuels on a play like that, but it was a somewhat contested shot. Good defense by the Saints. Credit where credit is due. And now Adrian Samuels will inbound the ball.
Adrian had a tough finish there. He got a little bit stuck under the basket. I was surprised that the call went to the Tigers. I thought it was off Josh, but the official gave it to us.
Right, and now Crouch carries it up the court. Samuels defending him. Out to Linville. Linville to Matthews. Matthews back to Crouch. In near the paint. Looking to get a shot. Gets around Colin France. Foul will be called on Colin France. Tough play. Not much he can do about that one.
Horrible call. You're very generous, Reed. No, there was no foul there whatsoever. It was a lot of ball for Colin France. Good defense.
I will say it was a good sell by Luke Nave to get himself the free throws. First one is up and good. 17-7 the score now with 5:56 remaining in the half. Nave to take his second. And the Tiger deficit will be cut to 17-3 after those two free throws were made. USN starting to look like they have a sense of urgency on offense, need to get some points because they can't let this lead slip. That'll be bad, both obviously for the score and for momentum purposes. Ball goes out, shot up and good. The three-pointer falls for Henry Fitzgibbon. Score now 20-8. Colin France with a good play to get in there. Will be back to the ball after went off the leg of Colin France, but good positioning to even be there and create that play to begin with. Mount Juliet now to inbound it on their defensive side of the court.
Yeah, you could really see Mount Juliet swarm around Scretchen. He's really been the focal point of their defense. that freed up the three-point opportunity, which we knocked down.
And that is something, when you have a guy like Joshua Scretchen, it is hard to defend an offense where you've got a guy like Scretchen who's an incredible athlete all around, but you've also got shooters and big guys like France and Elliott, two young players who are going to be here for a while. That is tough to defend. Shot is up, and it is good. Another three-pointer for USN. Lead extended to 23-8. Juliet Christian now. So Crouch in the corner looking for a shot, goes in. Well defended by Quinn Powers. Back out to Crouch. Crouch driving in. Shot is up. Foul will be called. Not sure on who. There were multiple guys. It will be Henry Fitzgibbon called for the foul. 2 free throws for Derek Crouch. First free throw is missed. And now Max Elliott checking into the game for Henry Fitzgibbon. Josh Crusher now takes the inbound, looking to create something quickly. Drives in, gets a good pass off to Max Elliott. What an incredible play. Looked like he was going to take it on his own. Mount Juliet Christian defense swarms to him, and he just dumps it off to Max Elliott, who was right there. Pretty much not even guarded at all. Incredible play by Scretchen to get that assist.
Great vision. That's beautiful basketball when you scheme up a layup like that. Might have another one right here.
Scretchen goes in. Ball shot does not fall. It was a good opportunity. Unfortunately, could not get those 2 points on the board. You know that's going to stick in his mind. He's going to want to get that one back. Another layup. Quick points for Derek Crouch and the Saints. And they're starting to do what USN's done so well in the beginning of this quarter. They get it into Max Elliott. Shot doesn't fall, but he will be headed to the charity stripe to try to extend his team's lead. Score right now 25-11, 3:43 remaining in the half. USN maintaining a big lead, looking to extend it here from the free throw line.
With the Saints defense keying in on Josh as much as they're doing, he has to be content to be a facilitator. And he's doing a great job. Did a great job finding Max there. Max would have made a layup if not for the foul. Now he's going to have a chance to make 2 at the free throw line. Now Josh checking out. It'll be interesting to see how the Tigers approach offense with him out of the game.
Elliott's second free throw will fall. And now Crouch, the man who got the most recent points from Mount Juliet, will inbound it. Here comes Smith. Swings it out to Beatty. Back to Matthews. Shea Smith now. Back to Beatty. Picked up. Adrian Samuels now on the fast break, gives it to Max Elliott, and he misses. Rare miss for Max Elliott on a play like that, and those are 2 missed points for USN that were almost guaranteed, but now they look to get those back, playing defense here. Shot taken for 3, missed. That is a low percentage shot, but now drive in from, and a ridiculous block from Max Elliott, and just like you were saying, with the block from Samuels earlier, that's a play where the crowd would be going insane right now. The elevation and the swat from Elliott.
That block was so pure, and it was a loud block. You could hear deafening sound waves crashing in up here off that block. Tremendous block from Max.
Shea Smith now takes the inbound. Back to Crouch. Crouch, who seems to be the focal point of Mount Juliet Christian's offense, kind of the Scretchen of the Saints. That's Justin Matthews over to Crouch. Crouch driving in, looks to get a layup. Chris Labinas tried to get a similar block, couldn't execute on it, and now Adrian Samuels carries it for USN. Out to Labinas. Labinas for a long 2-0. Fakes the shot, calls for travel. Now Mount Juliet Christian seems to have a bit of momentum, the kind of thing you want to avoid if you're trying to maintain a lead like this.
Yeah, small amount of sloppiness creeping in for the Tigers here. Last 2 baskets for the Saints have both been layups. We turn it over on the offensive end, which happens from time to time, but you hate to see the sloppiness on defense. You got to give 100% there all the time.
Yeah, and what's made this USN team so good so far in this game is consistency on defense. Few slip-ups, but you're right, it is starting to happen more often now. But a rebound by Colin France. He now dribbles it up the court, out to Joseph, looking for a shot, back out to Scretchen. Scretchen wide open, and you can't leave him open for three like that. It is good. 30-13. Really foolish play by Mount Juliet Christian to leave Joshua Scretchen that wide open in that area of the court.
I think Coach Jones was hiding him. He sort of took him out of the game and snuck him back in the game without anybody noticing. And the defense forgot about him. He buried that three. Great shot.
Yeah, it was a great play. Probably a lapse in communication or lapse in judgment from that Saints defense, and they paid the price for it.
You can see the Saints are trying to set up some sort of backdoor layup because they feel like USN's overplaying him on defense. Most of their points have come off layups.
Yeah, and a lot of those are drives from Crouch. Like I said, the Scretchen of their offense. And it's going to be a timeout for Mount Juliet Christian, looking to figure out some sort of solution as to how to get back on the board. Biggest problem for them, here and there have been mistakes on the defense for the Tigers, but it's hard to consistently get in and get buckets for the Saints offense.
Yeah, credit to USN for the good defense. They've had a good night on the defensive end. Almost every possession, and very few offensive rebounds for the Saints. And the Tigers have forced a lot of turnovers as well. So that's just the sort of combination you'd want to have on the defensive end. But we need a good finish to the quarter here. Minute 14 left in the first half. Really want to win that minute 14.
Yeah, and rebounds have been key, but allowing Mount Juliet Christian to get back in before this half, that would be far from ideal for USN. They want to maintain this lead, potentially stretch it and make it insurmountable by the end of the half, but at the very least, keep it at a deficit close to the 17 where it is right now.
Yeah, just like we were saying, we want to go into halftime with the other team feeling like this game's over and they got no chance. You don't want them having any momentum, feeling like they can make a run in the second half.
You're right. They've done a whole lot of good work in this first half. They do not want it to go to waste. And now Mount Juliet will inbound it with a minute 14 remaining in the half. 30-13 is the score, as Caleb Smith is set to inbound it, likely to go to their man, Derek Crouch.
Would love to see a really dominant defensive possession here. Great effort, great hustle. Make everything tough on them.
Inbound goes way behind to Chase Smith. He picks it up. Out to Crouch. Looking for a three-point opportunity. Mount Juliet might want to get some quick points. They get a two-point miss, rebounded by Joseph. Joshua Scretchen now on the fast break, looking to get a shot up on his own. He gives it to Max Elliott. Elliott called for a foul. He will be going to the line for the third time tonight. He's been good from the line so far. I want to say 3 for 4. Looking to extend that streak here.
Max did another great job again, finding the right position under the basket. And when all the defenders collapsed to help on Josh, Josh found Max again with an excellent pass.
Yeah, and a good play there by Joshua. A lot of times players with him, with their kind of skill, tend to be selfish. Joshua Scretchen anything from that. Really good play to dump that ball off to Max Elliott and get his team headed to the line, potentially getting 2 points here.
Max got a nice little stroke for a big man. Good rotation on that free throw. He's knocked down his last 4.
Yeah, just like his brother Graham, big men who can hit free throws. Something that's really underrated and underappreciated in the game of basketball. Another block by Adrian Samuels. USN now looking to get some points. Foul will be called. Looks like it's on Max Beatty. No.
Yeah.
It is.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, I've always believed that in this situation you hold for the last shot read. I don't know but the Tigers have never been that sort of team. What do you think here?
I think they try to get some quick points. It's been their strategy all game, and they go out to Adrian Samuels now, tries to get the points on the board. He does. 34-13. 21-point lead now for the Tigers, and like you were saying, this lead seems pretty insurmountable now for Mount Juliet. USN with more than double the Saints score. And I mean, I think that strategy of not holding it typically a questionable one, but in this type of game where you want to get quick points and you want to keep that momentum, you want to keep it up tempo, that's how the Tigers have been succeeding so far, and it worked there to get those points on the board. And I believe it will be their ball now on the inbound with 13.4 left in the half.
And they gave him the timeout there, which surprised me. It looked like there was still contested possession. Thought they might call a jump ball there, but the official ruled that the timeout was called in time before, I believe it was Mahoney tied it up. Maybe it was Quinn. I don't remember. But as you said, it's going to be Mount Juliet ball with the last shot, 13.4 left in the half. Eerily quiet in the gym. You can hear everything every coach is saying in the huddle, and they probably can hear everything we're saying up here.
Yeah, it is odd to not have that student presence or that presence of parents in this gymnasium. Horn sounds. Teams will be returning to the court. 13.4 left, 34-13 is the score with just seconds left in the half. USN looking to extend their lead while they still can.
Yeah, now we gave up points on the last possession of the first quarter. You hate to do that again here. Love to get a stop on this final possession of the first half.
Will be an inbound for Mount Juliet Christian. Crouch looking for an option. Good defense by Adrian Samuels. He will be called for a 5-second.
Love that. Exactly what you want. Force a turnover. Now you have the chance to score and really sail into the locker room with a big lead.
And Adrian Samuels, a shooting guard, somebody who's usually open for shots tonight. Hasn't been knocking down a lot of threes, but he has made his presence felt on the court, both on those fast break points and on defense. Looking to get a three-pointer here, and he does. Just as I was saying, he hasn't had those shots tonight. He knocks one down. And I think player of the half so far has got to be Adrian Samuels. He's looked great on defense, like I said, in those fast break points, and just extending the lead to 37-13. Amazing half for the Tigers all around, but especially number 2, Adrian Samuels.
I wish I could see the smile on Mike Jones' face right now. He was so happy when Adrian knocked down that three, stepped over to the wing, found himself open. Josh gave the extra pass to him. Adrian knocked it down. Great way to finish a half. Force a turnover on the 5 seconds. Adrian makes a three. Going into half, just like you would want to.
And those three-point shots, something that Mount Juliet Christian has not been able to hit tonight, but they can't leave USN open for those because although they're not perfect, they have knocked down a lot of those shots tonight, and that is really the difference between these two teams in this game.
Now we got a special halftime treat for you. Our man Reed earlier mentioned that Russ Petty has had to miss some time, unfortunately, due to being in the concussion protocol. But USN Tiger basketball losses our game because we're going to get to speak with Russ right now during the halftime break. Russ, welcome.
Humbled to be here.
What did you think of that first half?
I'm going to say it went about how I expected. 24 is obviously happy about it, but short-handed right now, and always expect our team to be the best they can, and I think they came out and played well.
If you were playing, how many points would we be ahead by at this time?
Well, I can't throw shade on anyone else, so I'm just going to say I think everyone's playing really well. I don't know if I could make a big difference tonight.
So at minimum 50. That's what I'm picking up from what I'm hearing from you.
At least.
At least 50. Yeah, good. Tell us a little bit about your projected return. Is there a chance we see you Saturday?
No, there's no chance that I play Saturday. Unfortunately, I started my concussion protocol process on Tuesday, and I have about 5 more days to go through that, and I have to be supervised every day, so first day I can be back is Monday.
And when you say you have to be supervised every day, for those of us who have never been in the concussion protocol, what does that supervision entail?
Well, the first day started off as an easy 5 minutes on the stationary bike. Personally, I thought I could do more, but I listened to the doctors, and they just slowly worked myself back into game form.
Got you. But physically, you're feeling good?
Feeling great.
Now, who do you think really shined in the first half for USN tonight?
It's got to be the backcourt duo of Josh Gretchen and Adrian Samuels. Playing with them, I don't think there's another backcourt in the league in our district I would rather play with. They share the ball. They can shoot it. They can do everything.
They've been fun to watch for us tonight. Adrian seems to be, if I had to at this early time in the season identify somebody who's most improved, he's somebody who would come to mind for me.
Yeah, well, I think he grew about 3 or 4 inches over the offseason, which obviously helps, and he probably got one of the best finishing packages in the district, and he's tough to guard around the rim.
Now, who else have you seen a lot of growth from last season to this one?
Well, obviously, Max Elliott, he secured the starting, we're going to call him the center right now, spot. And I think he just works well with the team right now. He does his job and hustles, and he can finish as well.
Yeah, he had a nice first half, too.
Yeah.
He got himself into good position, got a lot of nice passes from Josh under the basket. How would you describe the philosophy of Tiger basketball this year? What are we trying to do to the other teams on offense and on defense?
We're trying to play to our style of basketball, which this season's we're trying to be aggressive. We're trying to get steals, force turnovers, and push the ball on offense, and really just play to our strengths and the other team's weaknesses.
Reed, you got anything you want to get in here with?
Just want to ask, watching this game, seeing your team play so well, what's going through your mind? You wish you were out there, or just happy to be here, seeing your team play so well? I'm
just happy to see them play so well. Obviously, there's some stronger competition out there that I think I'm not too mad to miss this game. This isn't one. I'm just hoping that we can get some more games on our schedule and hopefully face some tougher competition, because I think we can compete with the best of them this year.
And tell us a little bit about we're playing a very small number of regular season games this year. What's our plan for the postseason?
As of now, I don't have any knowledge of postseason plans, but that could easily change any day, so I would stay tuned for more information on that.
Well, we all certainly will. As you said, this team has been a very exciting one to watch, both for the many of us who tuned in to the first game against Father Ryan and to this game tonight, where we really seem to be on form.
Yeah, I'm happy to watch it. Well, thank you for having me.
Great to have you. Would love to give you I'll give you a handshake. Okay. Good to have you up here. Thanks for coming up. The great Russ Petty, number 12.
We are back for another half of Tigers basketball. Tigers set to get the ball to begin this half up 37-13. Big lead for USN so far as Colin France inbounds with Joshua Scratchen. Joshua looking to get open, finds Quinn Powers. Looking for a three-point opportunity. Colin France now looking to take one. Shot does not fall, rebounded by Chase Smith.
That was a nice play, just didn't knock the shot down, executed it well.
Ball goes into Adrian Samuels. Adrian, who had 13 points last half, gets his 15th of the game, and the score is now 39-13. USN really starting to run away with this game, and we might start seeing some subs and potentially younger players come into this game.
Now that's good basketball from the Saints. We got to give them credit. The Tigers did overplay them there, and they were able to make the backdoor cut happen. Got the and one opportunity.
Yeah, Derek Crouch exposed the defense there. And good on them for not giving up. I mean, it is easy in a game like this, down by a score like 39-13, to really give up. But Crouch seems to have no quit in him, at least so far, as he gets the and one. But now Adrian Samuels looking to get some quick points. Fouled there. Will be a USN inbound.
That was like hooking in hockey. He just sort of grabbed him with the forearm, took him to the ground.
Samuels now the man who was fouled to inbound it. Gets it to Scretchen. Ball will go into the backcourt. Well played by Scretchen to pick it up. He drives in, puts the shot up on his own, and he gets it. That's the kind of play where either he's going to score a layup, or if he's too heavily defended, he's giving it to Max Elliott. But once you get Scretchen in the paint like that, 9 times out of 10, that ball's ended up in the hoop.
That was awesome. He went around that defender like he wasn't even there. That was a great little move to free himself for the layup.
You're right, but now Crouch to inbound it. Defended by Adrian. Could get a 5-second, he doesn't. He gets the ball off in time to Matthews. Matthews back to Crouch. Crouch now. Defended by Samuels. Play slowly developing. Crouch under drive it in his zone. They're not going to let him do what he did last time. Miscommunication. Ball goes out of bounds. USN ball. And when you're down by a score like this, you can't let that kind of play happen.
That's what the defense is forcing. You know, that's getting Mount Juliet out of sorts on offense a little bit, forcing turnovers.
Shot in the corner from Quinn Powell does not fall off the rim. Quinn Powers, my apologies. Driven in. There'll be another and one. Tigers cannot keep giving up fouls like this. Still a big lead for them. But Luke Nave will be headed to the line. Lots of and ones so far from Mount Juliet.
You just want to make sure on defense you keep your feet moving, stay in front of the offensive player. All fundamentals, basketball 101. You got to keep that stuff going, particularly when you got a big lead in the second half.
Adrian Samuels now for three. Looked wide open, shot missed. Will be a Mount Juliet rebound. Play developing, sends it down the court. Almost wide open shot, and it will fall for Max Beatty.
I didn't like that. We didn't get back well on defense. They had a 3-on-1, and there was no reason they should have had a 3-on-1. We didn't get back quickly enough.
And USN almost had a similar opportunity once again. Scretchen now in the paint, looking to create something back out to Quinn Powers. Quinn to Scretchen. Scretchen for three, and he almost knocks it down. Foul called on USN will be Mount Juliet inbound. Colin France was called for that foul.
This is a good timeout by Coach Jones. That was another foul you wouldn't want to have. Just sort of reaching over the back for a ball that we had no chance at. We got to just regroup a little bit here, make sure we keep playing good basketball here in the third quarter.
This part of the court isn't really shot on the broadcast, so we can tilt it a little bit. Derek Crouch on the inbound for Mount Juliet Christian. Gets it into Caleb Smith. Smith out to Beatty. Back to Crouch. Smith. Pass almost falls down. Almost is in the hands of USN. Wide open three-pointer, and it is an air ball. Rebounded by Colin France. USN now on the fast break. Josh Christian goes in on his own, almost gets the and one, misses the layup, but he will be headed to the line for 2 free throws.
Love what I saw there. There were 3 defenders standing right there in the lane, and Josh challenged every one of them, drew the contact, but remained in control, never in danger of taking a charge. That was a nice take to the basket.
Christian's first free throw of the night is good. 42-20, and now the score. Second free throw is good as well, so just as good as if the layup would have fallen. And now Mount Juliet Christian really starting to put more men in their backcourt as they try to draw the Tigers defense up and maybe get somebody going to the back door to have a wide open basket, as their first half strategy did not work in the slightest. Another open three-point opportunity. Henry Fitzgibbon looked like he came off his foot. Here comes Matthews, defended by Colin France. Falls down, France picks it back up, gives it to Adrian Samuels. Now Samuels at discretion. Discretion wide open for 3, and it does not fall. Rebounded by Quinn Powers. Quinn down low, 3 men on him, and it's going to be USN inbound after Andre almost had the interception. It goes out of bounds, and it will be Tigers ball.
I give huge credit to Coach Jones for that timeout. Ever since that timeout, Tigers have played really strong defense once again. Going back to what we saw a lot of times in the first half, where the Saints are really struggling to find any opportunities on offense.
And France knocks that 3 down. Scratching to miss 2. France picks it up. 46-20 the score now. 4:18 remaining in the third quarter. Crouch now over to Smith. Back to Crouch. Crouch looks pretty open. Gets a shot up. Contested shot will be an air ball. He had Adrian Samuels down court. He could have locked him. Discretion takes on his own. Goes in for the layup. And that's just too easy for him.
You could see he got his head up at about half court, and he saw the path to the basket, and he got there very quickly indeed. No chance for the Saints on that one. Great recognition by Josh.
And once Josh has eyes for the hoop, it's hard to defend him. I mean, he knew he was going to get that bucket. It was never really in doubt. Inbound goes to Samuels. Could take a shot right here. Looks for a pass. We'll give it out to France. France, a guy who can play around the arc or in the paint. He really is a versatile player. Now Samuels looks to drive in on his own. Intercepted pass. Really nice behind the back play, but intercepted by France, and Colin France puts it up. 50-20 is the score. 30-point lead now for the Tigers.
You have got to love that. Colin France just walked up from behind him, took the ball clean out of his hands, and made a great finish at the basket for the layup.
Tigers tonight. Wide open layup for Adrian Samuels, and it falls 52-20. But as I was saying, lots of high effort plays and hustle plays for the Tigers so far has been what they've done so well. Just catching Mount Juliet off guard, beating them with speed has been their forte so far. But shot that was it was a 3-point shot. Looked like it could have been a 2. Score now 52-23. France now looking to drive it in, gets it to Henry Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon misses the 2, gets his own rebound. Foul will be called.
Yeah, you'd like to see Henry finish that. I'm sure he would as well. But then Mount Juliet just no box out at all. Henry had an uncontested offensive rebound. Nearly had a chance to put it right back up and in.
And now USN to call timeout. 52-23. I think we can pretty clearly say that USN has the game in the bag now. But if there were to be a miraculous comeback for the Mount Juliet Saints, what do you think it would take?
Well, you just got to get hot shooting threes. I mean, that's when you're down this many points this late in the game, that's what it's going to take. So, if you're USN, just keep it real simple. Keep your feet on defense. Good fundamental defense. Don't overplay anybody, and don't give them a bunch of uncontested threes. Now Mount Juliet made a 3 on the last possession, so they're capable. And you just got to make sure you make them make tough threes. That's all. If you do that, we're going to win this game.
Right, and as we approach this fourth quarter, I want to see some more of Mahoney Donick. He knocked down 2 3-pointers earlier, and he's since been taken out of the game. He's a younger player. He's a freshman. And obviously in a game like this where it's such a big game, you don't want your big names like Joshua Scretchen getting hurt. And you also want to give the younger guys and more bench players some experience. So I would love to see Mahoney get into this game. And it looks like he will. Not sure for who. But maybe I could be the USN coach after that. Good substitution decision made by me.
I always thought you would be a fine coach, Reed.
Inbound goes to Joshua Scretchen. Scretchen now cuts it back, looking to drive in, gets it to Fitzgibbon. Foul will be called on Mount Juliet to be inbounded by USN. Adrian Samuels with the inbound pass goes out to Colin France. France to Scretchen. Scretchen to Donick. Mahoney, 3 is no good. Rebounded by Colin France. Colin France looking for a shot. He takes it on his own. He had about 4 guys defending him, but the shot did not fall. And now Crouch for the Saints. Intercepted by Samuels, and there is that hustle and that good defense by the Tigers once again. But block, talk about hustle and defense. Derek Crouch making up for that play. Almost like that LeBron block in the 2016 NBA Finals, but the foul is called, so Adrian Samuels will be headed to the line. And if he knocks these 2 down, then the block will be good for nothing.
I would say that was better than LeBron's block. More iconic.
First free throw is good. Lead back to 30 points for the Tigers, 53-23 with 2:17 remaining in the game.
I can never tell if Adrian is thinking about dunking the ball on those uncontested layups. He slows down like he's going to try to launch, but then he seems to think better of it and just lay it in.
And you got to think if you're going to try a dunk, it's going to be in a game like this where you haven't got much to lose. And I think if there were students in the crowd or really anyone in the crowd, he might go for it just to get that insane reaction that would come from a play like that. But
sure, we got some students out there watching. Thanks for tuning into the stream. If you're watching this game, we appreciate having you. We're gonna have a few more games in the near future. We hope you'll join us for those as well.
Ball inbounded into the backcourt to Chase Smith. Smith back to Crouch. Crouch has had the majority of the ball throughout this game for the Saints. Smith now over to Crouch. Into Beatty. Beatty looking for something to do with it. Dishes it out. And pivots. Kind of a wide open shot, but Colin France got in there. He gets to the rebound. Adrian Samuels now looking like he could have Mahoney. Pass blocked. Mahoney picks it up on his own. Foul. And that could have been an ugly play. Luckily, everyone involved is okay, but he slipped and fell in a really ugly manner. Good thing both players involved are all right.
Yeah, he sort of slid into the back of Mahoney Donick's legs, and it looked like he was going down in a way that was a little bit scary, as you said, Reed. But and
obviously not a malicious play by Caleb Smith of the Saints.
Not at all.
And Josh Scretchen, really good effort to get his own rebound and put it back up. And it's those kind of plays that are giving USN the win here. Like I said, we've said it all night. It's the effort, rebounding, and defense. Those 3 keys have been enormous for this Tigers win.
That pass hit Mahoney in the back of the head just about.
Scretchen now, looking like he could give it to Samuels. Samuels wide open for 3, and he hits it. Adrian Samuels, probably going to be player of the game when it's all said and done, you got to say. But 59-23, the score now for USN. And to call this game a blowout would honestly be generous. This game has not been close, and USN continuing to fight hard, even when the game is not really on the line here. Scretchen pulls up for 3, and he misses it. He was hot in warm-ups on the 3-pointer, making 6 in a row in the game, though, so far. He's missed his last 3, and you got to think he's going to want to make up for that soon. But he comes out of the game to make way for Chris Ladvinas, and that's what we're talking about in a game like this. You want to get in some more bench players. So it's a smart move by the coach, and now Mount Juliet Christian will inbound it with just 13.2 seconds remaining in the quarter. Honestly, hard to believe we've still got another quarter of basketball to play. Fitzgibbon gonna have to be taken out of the game. Max Elliott coming back in. Looked like he had some sort of medical issue.
There's a little loose blood on each of them. They're trying to take care of all the people who have blood on them. They can't be on the floor.
And now Quinn Powers to come in for Colin France. Blood on the jersey of France, so now some substitutions going to have to be made for USN. Crouch, though, remaining on the court for Mount Juliet, and it could be a lay-in here. Really nice play, good hustle from Justin Matthews to get those points. He saw a hole in the USN defense, and he exposed it. Chris Levine is fighting for that ball. Unfortunately for Mount Juliet Christian, the buzzer went off before they could get a really easy layup to close out that quarter. But the buzzer was the Tigers' friend there, and now we head into the fourth quarter with a USN Tigers lead of 59-25.
Yeah, you just want to see a clean fourth quarter here. I think the clock is going to run if we get ahead by 35. So that's always a good thing. Get out of here quickly. Just want to see a clean fourth quarter. Nothing ugly happening on either side. That's the only thing you ever worry about in a game like this. Somebody gets a little frustrated that their team isn't doing as well as they'd like, and they take it out in some kind of way that's not good.
Yeah, obviously you don't want things to get chippy, but Mount Juliet seem to be taking this with class so far. They've been playing a good, clean game, both sides. So hopefully none of those potential issues.
And if I'm Coach Jones, I just want to see good basketball, simple basketball in the fourth quarter. Not settling for quick threes. Tigers shot a few threes there at the end of the third quarter. We didn't really need to shoot those. Just like good, simple execution on offense. Try to free some people up for layups. Finish in style.
You're right. You want to see that this team can play a full game of basketball all four quarters. They had a close loss to Father Ryan. And now that they've got this big win against Mount Juliet, you want to see that they can see it through and not really let up. Obviously, you don't want to really pour salt in the wound and make it a run up the score on them, really. But you do want to see your team continue to play good fundamental basketball and prove that they can do it for four quarters. Now Matthews from the top gives it to Crouch, back to Matthews, back to Crouch once again, defended by Adrian Samuels. Over to Chase Smith. Smith out to Matthews. Matthews looked for a three-pointer, pulls back. Looked like he could have gone for a long two, dishes it back out. Now Linville pass in. Smith looks to get a shot up, and he was called for a travel.
He took roughly 8 steps, changed his pivot foot 7 or 8 times down there. Good call by the official.
And when we talk about what we want to see from USN, you don't want to see them making mistakes like the Saints just did there. You just want to prove that you can play smart and play well for an entire game. Now Adrian Samuels wide open for 3, and it just doesn't fall for him. Rebound picked up by Max Elliott. Gets his own rebound again, puts it back up. 2 misses, 2 rebounds, and the third one falls, so 61-25 the score now. Max
did a great job of being much taller than everyone on the other team.
That is huge when you can have the height that he does. Travel called on Elliott, though. Really unfortunate for him there. He's caught in a bad situation, and it will be the Saints to inbound it.
Yeah, he did a good job to get his hands on it, just sort of was physically in an awkward position, forced to drag his pivot foot.
USN up with a big lead, clock still not running, so we will be here for a full 6 minutes and 48 seconds of time on the clock left. And now Josh Christian checking back in the game for Mahoney Donick.
Yeah, we'll see if they run the clock. I think that with 35 plus in the fourth quarter, they run it for everything except for timeouts and foul shots. So we'll see if they do it or not.
Gretchen defending Crouch. They're the 2 star guards for either team going up against one another. Crouch now looking to drive in. Shot goes up. Tested shot doesn't fall. Ellie gets the rebound. Looks like he could have gone down court to Adrian Samuels, but he goes for the safer route. Miscommunication on the Tigers' part. Scretchen looked for Samuels. Chris Labinas got in there. Labinas gets the lay-in after a miscommunication. They recovered from it well to extend their lead with a score of 63-25.
Chris would not be denied there. He wanted that basket very badly. He tried everything he could to make it happen, and he made it happen.
Ball goes in now to Matthews. Matthews gets a layup, and it falls. Some celebration on the Saints bench. Kind of confused what that's all about. But Scretchen now with it finds Samuels open again. Will he take the three? He will. Shot will not fall. Rebounded by Scretchen. Scretchen puts it back up, and that one does fall. 65-27 now the score.
You can see the devastation on the face of the coach for Mount Juliet giving up an easy offensive rebound like that.
And speaking of easy, and he made a man fall. He looks like he could be injured. No, he looks all right. But a good interception by Adrian Samuels. Bad giveaway by the Saints.
How did we not score? What just happened? Quinn Powers got the offensive rebound on the miss, and he held the ball, put it on the ground. Could have just put it right up and in.
Well, I couldn't quite tell. I was watching Justin Matthews to make sure he was all right after he fell down on that dribble by Adrian Samuels, and now Quinn Powers headed to the line for his first free throws of the night. First one is good, and here comes Henry Fitzgibbon checking into the game before this second free throw. Max Elliott taking a seat on the bench. Second free throw is good. Score now is 68-27. No, 67-27, my apologies. Lead extended to a total of 40 points. And this is unbelievable. Not to say that the Tigers couldn't get a win like this, but you look at some of the adversity, just missing Russ Petty is enough to be a problem for USN, but they have not been fazed by it in the slightest. Really a dominant performance throughout. We were talking about playing a full 4 quarters. They seem to be doing it so far. They have not let up, and they're playing their best basketball tonight.
That didn't look like a bad pass from Smith there on the previous possession, but tremendous athleticism for Josh to go around the offensive player and get a steal.
You're right, and now with 4:46 left in this game, what do you want to see from the Tigers to close this one out?
Well, I always worry, maybe needlessly so, that you want to be sure you respect your opponent in a situation like this, so you don't want to be going for crazy dunks or shooting threes. If I was a coach over there, I would say we're not shooting any threes. If you get a good look inside 2 points, take it. If not, we're just going to pass the ball around and we're going to try to run this game out. On defense, you want to make sure, just according to the same principle, that you want to respect your opponent. You're not elevating, trying to block a guy into the 10th row, but you're just playing good fundamental defense. Keeping it real simple, and just try to build up and reinforce the good habits that you've shown tonight in the hope that they continue to support you in the much closer games that we're going to have in the future.
Yeah, we've seen lately, there's been some potential for injuries with the Mahoney-Donovan play, and then the play where Justin Matthews hit the floor pretty hard, and you really hope you're not going to see any injuries tonight. So hopefully the Tigers can take it easy as this game is really over, and just worry about staying safe here. Joshua Scretchen hits his first free throw. Second one goes. 69-27 is the score now. 4:46 remaining in this game, and now Crouch, who's been on the floor really all night, will carry it up the court. Defended by Donick. Chris Labinas now defending Matthews. Good defense so far, even with the subs in the game for USN. And it's good to have depth like that, especially if you want to make a run in the postseason. Unsure what that postseason will look like, obviously, with the 2020-2021 season being a bit of a mystery. But if you want to make a postseason run, having good depth is key, and the Tigers so far look like they have it. Looks like it could have been a travel down crash, but the bucket will fall. And an inbound now to Josh Scretchen. Down the court to Fitzgibbon, looking to get some quick points. Back out to Scretchen. He goes in for 2. No, he kicks it out to Chris Labinas. Labinas for 3. It doesn't fall. Rebound, a really good play by Fitzgibbon to get that rebound. And now Campbell picks it up, swings it out to Scretchen. Scretchen over to Donick. Donick could his 3rd 3 of the night, and he does. He has been on fire. Hasn't gotten a lot of minutes or a lot of opportunities so far in this game, but when he's been on the court and when he's been open, he has not missed.
And I love what I saw from Scretchen there. He had just as good a look from 3. He made the extra pass when the defender closed out. He has nothing to prove here for the rest of the night, and he knows it.
Yeah, exactly. And Scretchen goes in to get those 2 points. But Scretchen, he's missed a few shots tonight. Obviously, he could redeem himself, but a true team player. We knew that about him coming into this game, and he's really proved it again, looking out for his guys, and he gets another nice assist there.
I have to say, Reed, I can't remember USN Tigers with a boys team. I have remembered it on a girls team, but with a 45-point lead on the boys side. I can't say I remember that ever happening.
Yeah, and that is huge, especially when you're missing players. And there were some key losses, some good seniors graduated last season. So the fact that they're able to rebound like this, especially after a loss to Father Ryan, to really show no sign of stopping in your game and just continuing to persevere, it's huge for the Tigers. And they've shown their dominance and their strength throughout this game. Crouch looking out to Linwell. Crouch now driving in. Matthews looked like he was going to hit a 3 there. Back to Crouch. Crouch looks for a 3. No, he fakes, goes in. And it will be a foul called. He will be headed to the line for 2 free throws with 2:22 left on the clock.
Yeah, and for the majority of that possession, I would say, we saw the sort of defense that we were hoping to see to close out the game. Mount Juliet really didn't have anything. Then Henry closed out on that potential 3-pointer, and then the offensive player was able to get around and get himself a chance at the foul line.
Yeah, Derek Crouch, he missed his first free throw. Now he goes for a second. It's good. 74-30 is the score. Now Joseph Campbell takes the inbound, goes out to Chris Labinas. Labinas over to France. France has been really good tonight, as well as his sophomore companion, Max Elliott. Here comes Donick, and he loses the ball there. Linville now on the fast break, gives it up. Shot will go. Brendan Dunn gets the layup. He's one of their subs coming in. Mount Juliet with a similar strategy. But here comes Donick. Hits his 4th 3-pointer of the night. Mahoney Donick. He has a bright future ahead of him as just a freshman on this team, making those type of shots. That is huge, and he's been on tonight, and if he can continue that, he is going to have a really good high school career with the USN Tigers.
Now, that's big. Mahoney's somebody I hadn't really seen play too much in the past, but if we got somebody who can make 3-4 3-pointers a game off the bench, that's huge.
Yeah, you look at your 2 main shooters are going to be Josh Scretchen and Adrian Samuels, but especially, we talked about depth earlier. If you can have depth in those kind of positions, and if one of those 2 guys aren't on and you can sub in Mahoney Donick, that's going to be big.
And again, let's keep in mind this team's still playing without Russ. When we get Russ back, we should have another added dimension, both on offense and defense.
Yeah, and even without Russ, the 2 guys who play his position, Elliott and France, have looked really good tonight. Fitzgibbon as well. He's gotten some really good rebounds and put the ball back up really well. France now defending. Linville pops it out. Chase Smith now looking for shot. Crouch now. He looks to get one up, and he will get the and one. That has been something he's done well tonight. He's made these contested shots, sold the foul, made the bucket, and now he's headed to the free throw line. He's 4-point lead here.
He's played a nice game. He's played a nice game, Crouch.
He has, and it's tough to find positive spots on the side when they lose a game like this, but Crouch, he has looked good tonight, and you got to imagine he's a good leader on his team.
And I'd be surprised if we see the ball get inside the 3-point line here. USN content to run out the last 15 seconds.
Yeah, and they might want to give it to Donick here to see if he can get his 5th big shot of the night, but it looks like they're just going to run out the clock with just seconds ticking off. Respectful move by the Tigers to not run up the score here late and to just let it run out. Big win for the USN Tigers tonight. 77-36 is the final score. A decisive win for USN. Really impressive performance all around from the starters and to the depth players. All around amazing performance for the Tigers.
Tigers did. They knew coming into this game that they would be expected to win. They expected themselves to win, and they did what they were supposed to do. I liked what I saw very much. Reed, nice execution on the offensive end. Good shooting. Good job getting in toward the basket, getting some layups, and using defense to create opportunities on offense. Really good basketball game on both ends of the floor, I thought.
Yeah, I think player of the game's got to be Adrian Samuels in this one. Or you could maybe give it to Josh Gresham, but Samuels picking up 20 points, getting in on defense too. He's not just a scorer. He can get it done all around on the court. But like I said, all around amazing game by USN and a lot of positive takeaways here tonight.
Yeah, so with that, I think we'll sign off. We'll be back for 2 home games, I believe, this Saturday, girls and boys both, against Father Ryan. Stay tuned to your favorite social media of choice for times on that. I don't have those at this moment, but we'll look forward to being with you then. Oh, we're getting the word now. 3:30 start for the girls on Saturday, 5 o'clock for the boys. So please join us then. We'll hope to see you then.
And for Dr. Fitz, I'm Reed Murray. Thank you for tuning in to another USN Broadcasting production.